Hey everyone, it's Yamj Pundit here. Welcome back. I'm really sorry this is late. I've just had so much going on with work and life generally, but I'm back now. We've got all the reaction to round 4 and we've got round 5 of the Six Nations to look forward to. It's all coming up. Alright, so let's get straight into it. We're going to have a bit of a recap of round 4. Everyone by now knows what happened and has their own view and opinions of the games and kind of what they mean for the championship. Let's start with the sort of probably the least important thing to most of us, the Italy result. You know, their bottom. France, I think, proved a bit of a point in this, winning 40 points to 18. The fact that Italy scored 18 points, I think we'd be happy with. Again, they're just leaking points. They're leaking, they can't stop it. And I don't know where they're going to get the players from to be able to compete next year either, because it's just not coming through. Another pretty hefty loss for Italy. City at home, they'll be disappointed with that. France, I think they'll be happy. Chile going to next weekend as well. But, you know, I think France are on that right track. But let's go on to the Wales-Ireland game. I had Ireland actually winning this. I think a lot of people did as well. People in the comments said I was a bit conservative. My 10 to 15 point prediction maybe should have gone a bit higher. Well, it turns out we were all wrong. You know, Wales coming out 22-9 winners in Cardiff. Well, brutal game. Some hefty defence in this one. It was not one for the faint of heart. Good game. Wales pretty clinical when they had their chance. They took them. They defended well. Ireland, I don't know. I think if maybe they had their fixtures reversed a little bit and maybe played Wales possibly this weekend, maybe a little bit different for them. Maybe a little bit of a game too far. I'm not sure, but Ireland very disappointed with this. You know, this was their chance. Wales over the moon. Kind of sums up Wales a little bit up and down. Really up and down. So this is a good weekend for them. And finally, England, Scotland. Well, you know, 61-21. I think it tells the story of the game, to be honest with you. This is the first time in this championship that England have really shown what they can do. In terms of their running lines and attack, England were very, very, very good. It's the first time they've actually run purposeful dummy runners. And that really, I think that sort of shook the Scots a little bit. Scotland also, yes, they've started to play a more expansive game and you know, get the ball wide, get it to their dangerous players, and I'm all for that. But they've got to do that in the right parts of the pitch. You can't be chucking out double missed passes on your own try line. Argentina are in the same boat. When Argentina came to the Northern Hemisphere for their tour in the autumn, it was the same kind of thing. Yes, play the wide, exciting game, but you've got to play it at the right time, and you also have to play it. You have to earn the right to do that in each individual game. Just because you've done it in the game before, it doesn't mean you can straight away do it in your next game. You've got to set that platform. You've got to get some sort of stability up front to allow your backs to then do that. Scotland didn't get that up front stability, particularly not in the first half. They didn't really sort of dominate the breakdown at all, and they were trying it in the wrong parts of the pitch. Finn Russell's game management definitely came into question. You know, I had him maybe as a bit of a third choice as my 10 going to Lions. Can he withstand that pressure? Can he withstand the pressure in New Zealand in a Lions jersey? It's raised some serious doubts to me for that one. I think, you know, Dan Biggar, in my estimation, is probably overtaken Finn Russell. Scotland will be very upset with this. I think they're over the tag of the plucky losers now. They really need to compete, but going down to Twickenham and getting thumped by 40 points is not where they wanted to go. Yes, they had few injuries. Yes, they had a scrum half playing on the wing. Yes, they had a yellow card in the first minute, but that, you know, that yellow card's probably a bit of overexcitement. Be ashamed to see the guy banned because it was a bit 50-50. Yes, he went over the horizontal, but he lands on his back, so I'd be disappointed to see a ban come out of that. A lot of things went against Scotland, but let's not take away from England. England played extremely well, and they really show the sort of team that have won 17-18 on the bounce. And they'll go into next week's game against Ireland full of confidence. Talking about next week's games, let's get straight into it. So we're going to start with Scotland against Italy. Scotland will want to make an impact in this game. They've got some injuries, but they'll have too much for Italy, even if this Italian team has the game of their tournament, which you probably back them to do. I still have Scotland to win this one. 30 points given it's in Murrayfield. So yeah, Scotland to beat Italy. Italy going from bad to worse for them. There have been questions chucked up about their participation in the Six Nations, and I think this year, rightly so, they're just, if anything, they've gone backwards. I don't blame the coaching staff, and I don't necessarily blame their players. Really, they just have what they're given. It doesn't disappoint me. What kind of gets me a little bit is that to get what their closest result, they've got to play completely outside the box. So when they play against England, they can play out of right field. No one thought they were going to do that thing that they did. Fair enough to them, they did it. Kind of worked for half a game, but and it really it's disheartening that they have to do that in order to get close in a game, that they can't play conventionally and get close. Hopefully that will change. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, Scotland to win that by about 30. Moving on to France. Wales. Again, Wales up and down, having to go away to Paris. I think France will win this. I think France can have too much for Wales. Wales is named an unchanged team from the one that beat Ireland. Again, it's that Friday night in Cardiff factor. I think Wales get really pumped up for that game. A lot of teams go to Cardiff for that Friday night and really struggle. I don't think this is any different. The fact now they're playing in Paris against a France team who have, yes, probably underwhelmed in this championship, but as I've said before, they are building and they're bubbling, and they're I think next year they're going to start producing the goods. Should they keep that sort of consistent team? I see this France team going places. Wales, I think, are going to find it tough in Paris. They could pull off a win. They could do it. Wales are a little bit like the French team of the 2000s. Which one's going to show up? Is it the one that's going to show the grit, determination and want to take their chances? Or is it going to be the one that's really 50-50? Difference, obviously, though, between that Wales team and sort of the past French teams is that Wales is actually playing with a degree of control and structure, which Rob Howley's trying to instill in this team, sort of progress a little bit on from Warren Gatland. Obviously, going forward, it's going to be difficult because they've had this championship with Rob Howley and had his influence and how he wants to play, and they've sort of gone pod to 3 up front and try to get a bit more expansive, and that has progressed. The championship's progressed. Wales have progressed that game plan, and their dummy run has become a lot more effective. I don't know where it's going to go once Gatland comes back, because obviously Gatland's not been coaching because of the Lions, but he's going to come back next year post the Lions tour. How is their game plan going to go? Is it going to go back to how he wants it, or is it going to be a continuation of the Rob Howley factor? It'd be really interesting to see, and I hope Wales go forward with that one, with this sort of a more expansive game plan. Wales, I'm concerned about their inconsistency, and I love watching them play, and some of the players they've got are phenomenal. Ross Moriarty, I want to see him stick in that team. Toby Faletau is a good player in his own right, but Ross Moriarty just gives something a bit more explosive, something a bit different. I'm happy with Warburton, Tipuric 6 and 7, and they continue how they go, and they may well be the starters for the Lions. France, obviously, big, strong, powerful unit. Backline can maybe do a little bit of work, a bit more decisiveness in that backline perhaps, but they're a class outfit. I think it'll be a close game. Wales could win. France, though, they're, as I said, they're developing. France will win it. I think it'll be about 10, I think. Moving on, last game, Ireland, England. I had this down in my mind when I saw the fixtures. This was going to be the championship decider. We know it's all over, the championship. England are going to be gunning for that second Grand Slam in a row. I don't think it's ever been done in the Six Nations as it stands. I think it was done 4 times previous in the 5 Nations, back-to-back Grand Slams. Ireland are going to be going all out to stop England from doing this. They don't think this is a dead rubber, because it is never a dead rubber when Ireland play England, and Ireland are going to be gunning for England, so they are going to go after them in Dublin. Hostile crowd. This is not going to be easy for England. England, if they play like they did against Wales, if they play like they did against France, they're going to lose on the weekend. They have to bring that game that they play against Scotland to Dublin. They've got to do that all over again. If they play too conservatively, like an away team, Ireland are going to take advantage of that, because Ireland's forwards are big and strong and mobile. I think England need to play like they're playing at Twickenham. I think they need to go out there and need to run ball in hand and play exactly the same as they did against Scotland. Ireland, they have to disrupt them, obviously, at the breakdown. They've got to slow England's ball down. They've got to get a quick ball themselves, get out to that back line. Johnny Sexton, bit indifferent last week. If he gets his game head on this week, he could really cause England some problems. Packs, fairly matched. I'd probably give England's second rows a leg up against Ireland's back rows are pretty even, to be fair. Bit worried about England's maybe options at 7. Billy Vunipola hopefully back. He's going to give that grunt going forward, certainly. Front rows, I think Ireland's props have it over England. It'd be really interesting to see Hartley against Best, because that's obviously a real Lions battle between those two. It's a bit close to call. I really don't know. This one's tricky again. A bit like last week, I said it was going to be extremely close, England-Scotland, and it wasn't. And my heart was saying England, and my head was saying Scotland. Obviously, that got blown out of the water. This one, if it was in Twickenham, I'd give England the win. The fact that it's in Dublin, England are going to have to play very, very well, and I'm a little bit worried as which England team's going to show up. Yes, they're a good side, but they've gotten lucky. I'm just looking at my paper and looking at the score. I'm flicking between England and Ireland, England and Ireland. Ireland were poor against Wales. Wales were very, very good. England, simply just based on the last game, I give England the win. I think it'd be England by 4. I'll squeak past them. Nervy times for England. I think England will just get past. So I've got wins for Scotland, I've got a win for France, and I've got a win for England. 2 of those games, the France-Wales and Ireland-England game, could go either way. We'll have to wait and see. Guys, what are your score predictions? Think I got them right? Think I got them wrong? I'm going to do a tournament roundup video after this next set of fixtures. Give out a few sort of awards as the player of the comp, and maybe the most improved and the best team, all that kind of jazz. Bit of a Lions update too, because obviously that's coming up in June, so very, very soon now. Anyway, guys, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Apologies again for the delay in the videos, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.